Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well during this last busy week of our courses. I'll keep this short because I know you all have lots of work to get done. Tell you a little bit about my topic for assignment 4, which is Indigenous racism in higher education. This has been a satisfying learning experience for me as I've become more informed on the history and the current concerns around Indigenous people in higher ed. I actually feel very passionate about the indigenization process now, having experienced a variety of emotions while reading the research articles. I was sad and angry and embarrassed, which kind of maybe affected the focus on my assignment a little bit because I was trying to fit in all of this learning into my assignment, which was difficult. The important outcome of the research I did is that despite over a decade of indigenization efforts in higher education, the graduation rates of the post-secondary Indigenous students remains at 10% of the Indigenous population. So the Indigenous population in Canada is estimated around 1 million people. So less than or about 10% of that 1 million people achieve post-secondary graduation completion. So the articles that I reviewed provided plenty of evidence of persistent racism experienced in higher education. And it seems clear to me that despite the structural enhancements that have been placed in higher education, that it's not effective in isolation, and that more ambitious efforts to educate and change the social cultural attitudes of faculty and staff and the climate of higher education institutions is required. So the research I reviewed included qualitative and quantitative studies. The qualitative studies provided a lot of detail, quotes of participants' experiences, where the qualitative studies were helpful to provide measurements and comparisons to experiences of other minorities, both in Canada and in the United States. One paper identified the incidence of racial experience of Indigenous people in Canada to be 2 to 3 times higher than African and Latino Americans. So that's significant. So having a more ambitious program for improving, increasing social cultural understanding and awareness will improve the climate for First Nations, Indigenous people in higher education. And overall, this has been a really great learning for me because I have a much better understanding of the issues surrounding indigenization, and actually feel more equipped to engage in indigenization initiatives at BCIT. So I hope you guys are all doing well, and I look forward to hearing from you with your assignment 4s. Take care. Bye.